My husband used his inheritance for his trips and got angry at me for asking about his money. Now I own the building we live in and refuse to share the money coming in. Plus all updates. My husband and I had triplets for about 2 years. After we got married, they had some health issues. Because of that, my husband wanted me to quit my job and take care of our boys in our home. Since it was cheaper than paying for specialized childcare, I agreed. Our family lives in a row of townhomes, 6 homes in our building, that were owned by our landlord at the time. I was offered a job cleaning townhomes when a tenant moved out by our landlord. I asked my husband about it. He said he didn't care, but he didn't want it to interfere with my responsibilities at home. We also agreed the money would be mine since it's a second job. We did this for 3 years. It grew to the point where I cleaned other places for my landlord. I just put the money into savings. My father-in-law died in June of 2019. When my husband received a check from his mom, I asked him about it. He got angry and said his money and future inheritance would not be part of our family budget. My husband went on several trips with his brothers with the money. I was okay with that. Although I was hurt, he got angry when I asked about it. October 2021. My grandpa died. I am the only grandchild. My parents make good money, so his estate was left to me. I just transferred the money. I rented out the farmland around his home. I decided to keep his home since it is close to my parents' home. I live 4 hours away from them. I didn't talk to my husband about it since it was my inheritance. In January of this year, my landlord told me he was selling the townhomes I live in. With costs rising around us, I was worried about it. It would have a major impact on our family budget. Things worked out to where I could use my inheritance combined with what I had saved from working to buy the building. My husband came to me and told me he wanted me to deposit part of the rental income from the other townhomes into our family account. I was allowing more spending money for fun. I reminded him of our agreements. We no longer have a rent payment. We ended up in a fight. He is saying I am the A for not sharing the money coming in. Update 1. My husband and I had a long talk when he came home. He knows I am leaving on a trip and asked to go. I told him I needed time. He said he would do whatever I wanted. He volunteered to sign a postnuptial before I asked him. He just doesn't want a divorce. He was shocked by how many people recommended that here. My BFF's husband is a lawyer. He said he could draw up the paperwork tonight. We will sign tomorrow. I will update you after my trip on how it all goes. I also decided once he signs the prenuptial on my inheritance, then, I will ask him about putting my work income into our family budget. As a possible compromise, he can help with the house and kids when he is off work, allowing him to have some spending money and giving me a break. Update 2. Life has been interesting. I had a blast on my trip. My husband was pushed into the deep end of parenting. 3 active babies combined with medical care. He was way over his head. When I came home, his mom, aunt, and husband were there. His mom constantly complains about what kinds of foods I give the boys and what they wear. Mother-in-law decided that while I was gone, she would do it right. There was a lot I came home to, but I will just share one thing about each of the boys. Baby 1 is type 1 diabetic. I am very careful with his diet. I went to a nutritionist. Together, we set a meal plan for him, aka, the foods my mother-in-law complains about. My husband and mother-in-law had difficulty keeping his blood sugars in check. When I got home, my mother-in-law was on the verge of tears, because she had to keep poking him. Baby 1 didn't like it. When mother-in-law tries to come near him, he starts crying. Baby number 2 wears hearing aids. They cost $5,000 and must be changed every 6 months or so as he grows. The other 2 babies are fascinated by them. 1 is now missing. Baby 3 has heart problems. My husband said every time he went to lay him down, the oxygen monitor would go off. The husband didn't figure out why baby number 3 hates anything on his face. So you must rock him to sleep and carefully put the oxygen on his nose. My aunt said that my husband called her the first night around midnight. His mom was already there. When I came home, my husband and his mom apologized. I had a really good time.